rocking.
I'm back! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Ground Effect Racing League. And we are here for round 3 of the season, which, as you can see, is located in the Sakhir Desert, the Bahrain International Circuit. One of the cornerstones, I would say, of the calendar these days. Usually a good opening race. In this case, though, it is our 3rd race of the season. Sadly, I haven't been able to be here for the last 2 races for multitude of reasons, but I am back tonight, Lightshot 16 here, to bring you all of the Division 1 coverage. And I am, of course, joined by the man who has basically been filling my shoes for the past few weeks, and that is, of course, Mr. Dara. Welcome.
Hello, everybody on the screen. Yeah, round 3. It already feels like it's flying away. I'm quite excited for tonight's race, and it's good to have you back, Lightshot. I've missed you quite a bit.
It is good to be back. I have missed it as well. Obviously, like I said, multitude of reasons why I couldn't do it the last couple of races, but I'm back, I'm here, and I'm ready to go. So let's learn a little bit more about Bahrain before we move on to look at the standings. It is the first Grand Prix held back in 2004, 18 years ago, for these drivers here tonight, running a 15% race. It will be a 29 lap race, 5.4 kilometer track. The lap record set last season, 127.5. Well, considering the cars are a lot slower in this game, I don't see us getting even that in qualifying, frankly, unless someone does a fantastic lap. So I get the feeling Frenzic's record may hold for quite a while. Regardless, we are, as I said, in the third round of the season. We had USA first of all, which was won by FG Atom, and then the sprint race. Remind me, Dara, sorry, I can't remember for the life of me. Who won both the sprint and the races of that one?
I believe that the sprint race winner was he was in the Aston. I mentioned him to you before.
Was it JR? Not JC. It must be. Maybe it's a reserve driver because I don't have.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
Let me have a look at tiers. It was. I think it was Martin Mark.
Yeah,
so who's that?
Marky Mark.
Yeah, I think he won the sprint, and then it was Ginger Ninja who took the win in the race, followed by Atom, who recovered from the back.
Right, and well, those results show in the standings, because here is how we stand after 2 rounds. Atom 77, our reigning champion, don't forget, running in the Mercedes, still in the lead of the championship, but after 2 very strong showings in Spain, Ginger Ninja is only 3 points behind him. That is the battle going on, because there's a 26-point gap back to FG Nathan in the Alfa Romeo, who's on 20 points. Then we got Pyrex on 15. Jim LFC, one of the championship contenders last season, also on 15 points. Then comes Kurt on 12 points. The Sky is Blue on 10 points. JW Gibson also on 10 points. Codename Delta on 9. I don't think he's racing tonight, though. He might be doing something else. And CRT Steph rounds out the top 10. I do believe Steph is racing again tonight, so he might be able to add to that account. As for the constructor standings, McLaren leading the way thanks to the combination of Ginger Ninja and Codename Delta. Mercedes, all 49 of Mercedes points scored by Atom 77. So let's hope the second driver can back him up this time. Then it comes Alfa Romeo on 35 points, Haas on 17 points, Red Bull and Williams both on 10 points, Alpine on 6, Ferrari on 1, and still yet to score Aston Martin and the last year's constructors, AlphaTauri, still yet to get off the mark. That is definitely something I did not expect to see, but I suspect there's going to be a lot that I'm about to see that's going to reveal why some of this has happened, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yes, mixed up completely from 10 laps in Spain. You wouldn't have seen the rest of the result coming from there.
Really? Well, I suspect we may get a similar story around Bahrain. Of course, not a sprint race this time. It'll just be a normal qualifying session, followed by the usual affair of 29 laps to the finish. We're just waiting, I think, on a few more drivers to join, and then we'll be getting underway. But well, let's go back to look at Bahrain for a moment, just while we're waiting for things to get going. What can we expect from this track, Darrow? Obviously, we know, it's a season opener, 2 DRS overtaking opportunities. Turn 1 and Turn 4 are really your main bets to get overtakes done. But from what I've experienced here, tyre wear quite high around here.
Yeah, I mean, you've got long corners. You can just think of the section down the hill of 5, 6, and 7, and then up the hill at turn 12, the curve on the inside that you don't want to get anywhere near. No. And they are very long corners, quite punishing for the tyres, but there are so many overtaking opportunities. Like you mentioned, turn 1 and turn 4 are always where you want to make a move, and then also even the final corner, and even turn 8 if you're brave, after that little down the hill chicane, like sweeping S-bends, there you go. There's always opportunity to overtake, and I don't think we will be without any action in this race.
Yes, the dreaded turn 12, which I have very colourfully named Roland Corner, after a driver called PRS Roro, or Roland, whichever you prefer. He always seems to spin there. And it's basically become a bit of a running gag that he always spins there, and that's why that's now named Rolling Corner. So if you hear me call it that, that's why. But we are about to get underway, so we'll switch over to the main screen. There we go, lovely GRL logo on the bottom, and we're about to get qualifying underway. So now, I think what helps to hear, although I'm a little bit out of the loop of how how things have been going so far, what has helped me here is I have raced Bahrain, and I do know who's faster, and I know for a fact FG Atom, probably one of my favourites to be very strong here. He finished second in a race that I was also involved in a couple weeks ago. So the reigning champion and championship leader, he's probably going to be the one to watch. But is there anyone else you think could flourish under the lights here at Bahrain?
Well, I mean, of course you can't out Ginger Ninja. I mean, he won the last race. You can't count him out. But also, is he in the lobby? I can't quite see him, but I think he was meant to be here. Mark Souza, and that was who it was that I couldn't tell you. It's Mark Souza.
So it wasn't Mark.
I don't think
Souza.
he's here.
Right. I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I don't see any.
No.
Don't see anyone called Mark, unfortunately. We do have our drivers just making their way out. The first driver out is the Alfa Romeo of Frisdi, followed by Radius and TMG Matty in the Aston AlphaTauri. As I said, Aston and AlphaTauri desperate to get on the mark, but they've only got one driver in each team, so basically relying on one driver to bring the points home today, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we might get the final three might join in qualifying. We don't know, but I mean, it's always best with a full grid if it's possible. And I hope for those teams that they can get a second driver in to really kind of kick them on to get their first points in the championship.
Absolutely. Competition is always something that will spur these drivers on. And I'm sure they too would like to have a teammate to work with. As well, there's one of them, potentially. Sun Pikachu joins.
There you go.
So there you go. We might have a few latecomers joining, which is absolutely fine. I don't think that breaks the lobby anymore, but this being Codemasters, can't help but to ask.
Exactly.
Stat given to us by Atom in last season's podium. Atom was the winner, so he won last season as well, and that's when he wasn't quick. So I don't think you mind me saying that. Second was Liam Hammond, and third place went to Straka R11, who runs in Division 2 for some reason. I'm just going to throw it out there. He shouldn't be in Division 2, but that's all I will say on the matter. Let's just focus on who we do have in this division. And Frisdi is the first driver to begin a flying lap. Has Frisdi raced in previous two races? I'm just having a look at the standings.
I don't believe so. He hasn't got any points yet, and I can't remember seeing him. He may have been there because my memory isn't perfectly when it serves me, but I don't think I think this is his debut in this season.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Well, we'll say it is until we're told otherwise. So Frisdi making his debut around Bahrain then. Unless we're told otherwise, we'll assume that is the case. I'm just having a look, see if Radius has raced with us. I don't think he has. I don't see him either.
No.
I know Synonymous has, but he's still yet to score. Goddard Gaming obviously finished third last season. Gibson, always a mainstay. I do know of Gamerman Steph as well. I've raced him many a times and commentated on him as well.
He was here last week as well.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, a driver I think we should definitely keep an eye on is a Mr. Kurt 5864. I commentate on him on Saturdays on another league, and I know for a fact his pace when he's on the ball, keep an eye on it on that American because he is very fast. But we're going to get our first time on the board from Frisdi here in the Alfa Romeo. Cross the line, and that's a very good time. 28.0 straight out of the gate. Very good pace showing.
That time, yeah.
Absolutely.
Showing already why he's here. Radius is coming to the line as well.
And he set
28.
Well,
Ooh, wow.
only half a tenth in between Frisdi and Radius. So yes, so impressive pace already being shown here. I'm just trying to see who else was next. It's Kurt. Well, there you go. I did mention Kurt. And 1,000 for a second.
I did tell you beforehand that apart from Atom in the US, every qualifying time has been very close indeed. So I think this is a continuation of 1,000th already between the top two.
Yeah, absolutely. 28.3 for Ginger Ninja. SLR Nathan 28.6. Skies Blue 28.7. God of Gaming 28.6 for him. TMG Matty 2 minutes. So I expect there must be a mistake on that lap. So presumably going
Absolute
again.
Flyer there.
Absolutely. Here comes Gibson in the Williams. Across the line. 28.5 goes P5. So, as I said, 28 seemed to be the ballpark. We probably may get a 27 for the pole position time, but that's why I did mention as well. I suspect Forensic's fastest lap time is probably going to be safe, frankly. 27.5, I think it was, something along those lines. I don't suspect that's going to be troubled in race conditions.
No. Well, our championship leader's coming to the line at him. Where does he put? Only 10th.
Only 10th fastest. That's a surprise.
Wow.
I know he can go faster than that, so I suspect there may be a mistake or two on that. Got a yellow flag. I think that's just the McLaren of Ninja staying out of the way. Got an Aston Martin.
To cut corners in qualifying. You must be. Only because Atom's just done it. So I can't. I presume you're allowed to. Yes.
I mean,
otherwise.
I mean, you can cut corners, but whether it will invalidate your lap or not is another question. As Jim LFC, championship contender last season, goes 5th fastest, 28.4. Good lap by Jim, gets him into the top 5. As Game Man Steph goes 6th with 28.5 on his part. So 7 tenths covering the top 11 drivers so far. So it's looking very, very close. And I guess these guys are proving why they are the Division 1 drivers. Got Synonymous making his way out of the pits as well.
Apart from Matty, of course, with that stonker of a lap time down there.
Yeah, 2 minutes. I mean, did he prepare for the wet? I know it's got rain in the name, but it doesn't actually rain in Bahrain, believe it or not. Not normally, anyway. I mean, I'm not going to put it past the game to do that. I have had it rain in Abu Dhabi a couple of times, so it's never out of the question, but not the most likely thing to prepare for. I apologise if that came across as rude. I was just having a bit of a laugh.
No, yeah, I think it's fine. I mean, I've had it rain at Saudi Arabia before, so but not Bahrain.
I love a bit of Jeddah, I have to say. It's probably, well, put it this way, I've raced Jeddah 4 times, and so far 100% podium record. So yeah, that's probably my strongest track, one of the strongest tracks in the game. So Synonymous though, in a different Middle Eastern racetrack, coming around Roland Corner as I call it, on his outlap. We've got Steph, presumably probably coming into the pits. I would say, is Kai going again? Yes, he is going again. Let's keep an eye on FRA Kai. No, he's not. He's changed his mind. Into the pits he comes. He was 2 seconds up. He changes his mind though.
I think it's because it's a fast lap time for 1:49, so it still wasn't very quick if he crossed the line. He was only 2 seconds up there.
That's very true, actually. Yeah, 1:49. Yeah, that's fair. So we'll stay on board then with Mr. Synonymous as the Red Bull, which I still maintain it doesn't quite look right on this game. I have to be honest. Have you noticed this, by the way? The Red Bull just it doesn't look dark enough. I'm not making it up.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it just seems too. Yeah, no, I know. It's hard to explain, isn't it? But I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, the colours looked a bit too washed out, I think. A bit sort of like that, yeah. Regardless, it's not going to stop Synonymous dragging it around this Bahrain circuit. Still yet to get off the mark. Currently running on nil points in Division 1. But I'm sure he'll be desperate to change that today. And so far, it's looked a fairly tidy lap. He does have a Aston Martin ahead of him, Radius, warming up his tyres. I'm sure Radius will not get in his way as he comes up to the end of Sector 2 around Roland Corner. 1:06.5 is the sector time. And now it's basically just 2 big, long straights. And Radius does indeed stay out of the way. Well done. The number 7, which of course was opened up after Kimi Räikkönen's retirement last season. Synonymous running the number 7 on the Red Bull. And what will it bring him luck? He crosses the line, and it does bring him some good luck. 4th fastest, very good lap.
Yeah, 4th fastest, but still 2.5 tenths or so off the top 3 at the moment. So we'll want to find a little bit of time there as well.
Kurt, Frisdy, and Radius looking like the promising suspects at the moment. Just trying to see who is on the lap. Ninja has gone fractionally faster in Sector 1, so we'll stay on board with the McLaren. We've got Frisdy out there on a lap ahead of him, though, and he's 2 tenths up. Frisdy's going even faster here. So, let's keep an eye on this.
Yes, and I apologise apologise if you hear any planes. There are jets flying over my house, so
Where do you live? Where do you live? Heathrow?
Well, no, I live next to one of the big RAF bases, so it isn't particularly useful. So here comes
27-8. Well, there you go. I did suspect 27s were possible. Yeah, that is a difficult marker for others to follow. Ninja fractionally up in his time, but I don't know if this is going to be in the 27s. Have to wait and see. Of course, I have noticed on this game, we'll just see what Ninja does. 28-0, good lap by him. I have noticed, though, that some drivers can be fast in qualifying, but then maybe not be as fast in the race. There is such a thing as setting up for the race in this game, which never has been a thing before, really.
I've done that the last few times, because even if you're a couple of tenths off in qualifying, you'll easily make up that time if you're 2 tenths a lap quicker in the race.
No, that's exactly yeah. Because from my experience so far, you cannot just take a time trial time and expect it to work in race conditions. From my experience so far, like having the optimum
oversteer, isn't it?
Yeah, the far too much oversteer, and it's just the optimum grip levels in that you get in what was this one? In time trial. It doesn't reflect the race conditions at all in this game. It's a completely different beast when you actually get in a proper session. So if there is anyone out there who has just taken a time trial time, well, be prepared. Just be prepared for things to maybe get a bit trickier in a race condition. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, while you were talking, Atom improving his lap time, but he's still only 11th at the moment.
Yeah, 20.
That's not what you would have expected him at the start of this qualifying session.
No, not at all. As SR Nathan has done a 28.4, goes P6. What about Ninja then? I think he's coming back in the pit, so one and done for the Ninja. Alpine staying out the way. I think that's God of Gaming, is it? Yes, it is. No, it's
Gaming's, yeah. God of Gaming's coming to turn 11 now on his flying lap. He's the next man to set a lap time.
The other Haas was Jim, but he's invalidated, so I think he'll be trying again. God of Gaming, 8 tenths down, so probably going to be pitting, I suspect, because that doesn't look particularly fast. Okay, what about FRA Kai? 15 seconds up, so whatever happens here, it's going to be an improvement, that's for sure.
Yeah. Unless he bins it somehow in the final corner, Alex Albon style.
Well,
but we'll have to see then.
Never say,
one corner to negotiate.
Never say never, I suppose. Kai coming around the final corner in the Mercedes. DRS flap opens, crosses the line, goes fifth fastest with a 28.3. So, looks as though if you want to be in the top 5, you need to get into that 28.0, maybe dip into the 127s if you want to be in the top 5 or so. Here comes.
See what Kurt can do. He's coming up to the line now.
27.8. Yeah, it's so close between those two at the moment. Radius, I think, has something to say about it as well. As Game Man Steph improves by a couple of attempts, goes P7, just behind Synonymous. Nathan into the pits, so we won't see any improvement from him. Radius just starting a lap, as is Partick behind in the McLaren. Jim's a couple attempts, well, just under a couple attempts out, so this could be an improvement for the former championship contender in AlphaTauri last season. Took it all the way to the final race, but that final race did not go his way at all. But good lap by him to go P5 ahead of Kai.
Yeah, good lap. I mean, he's still, again, just over 2 tenths off P4. So those top 4 do seem like they have an edge of pace over the rest of the field at the moment. Matty's 14.8 seconds up.
Supposedly has just done a fastest purple sector 2, so
that you can never trust them,
I've learned never to trust them, and he's boxing, so yeah, we definitely can't trust that. But
no.
Whenever you see it, you always do think, is that real? Is it not real? And in that case, it definitely was not real. I think the one to watch at the moment, I think, is Radius, who is in...
Yes, I do as well.
Yeah, fractionally up in Sector 1. Sector 2 will be where he finds the time, though, if he's got any more to show. And he does. A fraction up, but he needs a massive Sector 3 here, otherwise he won't get in the 27s, I think.
Well, we'll find out if he made a mistake in this final sector on his last one, because that purple middle sector might mean that he made a mistake in the last part of this lap, which could mean he gains a little bit more time than we'd expect. Here he comes to the line radius. Can he put himself in the front row?
No, he can't. 27.9. Gets ahead of Ninja, but stays in third. But he is only one of three into the 27s at this particular moment. Partek is next in McLaren. I don't think this is going to be a particularly fast time, though. No, it's not. 1:30.6, slowest of all, except for May. As we've got a...
I think now... Yeah, we've got... I think the next person's actually going to be Atom on a lap time here.
Yes, he's just started his lap, and he's got... Interestingly, he's got Sanders66 right behind him in the Alpine, who's... I don't know if he's just wanting to follow his line or if he wants a tow, but... Oh, and he's... Ooh... He's got some traffic ahead of him. And he's not getting... Oh, this is hurting Atom's time here. What is this Alfa Romeo doing?
Really getting in the way.
Oh, that's a bit naughty by Nathan there. I think he must not have realised, but he's...
yeah.
I think to say that he's compromised Atom there is a understatement.
Penalty incoming for Nathan, basically, is what we read from that.
Yeah, pretty much. You'd have to suggest he definitely blocked Atom there. Maybe not deliberately, but... Well, doesn't matter. The fact is, you have still impeded your fellow driver. As we've only got just over 2 minutes to go. Not that we can see that. But yeah, I think it just says just over 2 minutes to go. So Frisdy's still holding on to pole. Well, I suspect some of these guys are leaving it to right the last moment before going out. I want the best of the conditions, of course. Track's at its grippiest.
Atomis is improving by a couple of tenths here. So he might be able to put himself ahead of Nathan, which could be slightly ahead of Nick. But we'll see. It would be quite funny if he leapfrogs exactly into ninth, which I wouldn't be too surprised if it happened.
10th.
Exactly
the same time. Oh. Well, you do have to imagine, though, just how much time could he have gone faster had he not been impeded on his lap.
Yeah.
You have to wonder that.
Well, I was nearly right there. I'll take the I'll take the win saying that he got ninth, considering it was exactly the same time.
No, that's fair enough. I totally understand that. So who is going to be the first on a lap now? Frizzy's on an out lap. It's hard to say who's on a lap and who's on an out lap right now. They all seem to be very condensed in that sector 2 area.
I think it's got a gaming if he's still on a lap time here, and then as Radius retires in the pit lane, he won't be going out again.
So perhaps suspects...
It's got a gaming's flashing at the back though, so I don't think he's on a lap
here.
I
think he's recharging the old batteries. So he's going to be giving it one more go. Honestly, I'm not sure if any of these guys are on proper laps right now.
It's not Partek. Sky's Blue, I think, would be on a lap here. And if it's not Sky's Blue, it's definitely Nathan.
Let's keep an eye on Sky's Blue sector times.
This doesn't look too... Oh, well, I could be just completely waffling when I say that's not too quick.
Let's keep an
eye...
wait
for the middle sector split, don't we?
Keep an eye for the split as he goes around Roland Corner. And half a second up, so he is on a lap here. This could be a fairly good one as well. Half a second up will put him all the way up into Gym LFC territory. So, but all these cars, it is a very packed track at the moment. All getting maybe in each other's way a little bit there. But here comes Sky's Blue then. 10 seconds to go on the line as Atom retires. I'm sure pretty angry. And Sky's Blue goes 5th fastest. Good final lap by him. And the checker flag is now out, so he's going to be last one across the line. Partek hasn't made it, so he won't get there. What about Nathan? Nathan is very much down on his time, so no improvement by him. So I think the next one will be Synonymous. Here comes Synonymous then. Is he improving? Yes, he is. He's a 10th up in Sector 2. So if you can find a little bit more, could be getting ahead of Jim and Kyle, although are both also on laps as well. These are going to be the last ones, though, so you've got to make it count now. That's round he goes. Synonymous then to the line. What can he do? Can he get into 27s? No! 28.0. P4, though. Good lap by him.
Yeah, obviously found a lot of time in that final sector. Kai, though, to the line.
P7.
Quick. Oh, he lost
a bit of time.
He lost a bit of time in that final sector, yeah.
Yes, he did. Next up will be Frisdy on his final attempt. He's actually down slightly, though, so maybe not going to improve unless there's a mighty... Yes, he did still improve, though. Found a bit of time. 27.7. Is anyone going to get close to that? God of Gaming, only a 28.4. Here comes Top Neo Racer, his only lap of the session, and he's gone straight into the 127. That's a great lap by Neo.
Kurt's come into the pit lane. He was very slightly up there. I don't know if he lost time, but he's just come into the pit lane. I thought he was going to do it there, but alas, not to be.
Jim improved to P10. Did Matt get a lap in? Yes, P12, yep. 28.4.
Well, and that'll be that.
I think it will be that. So it is. Well, if he is a newcomer, he has made a hell of an impact. Frisdy on pole with a 27.7, followed by Kurt on a 27.8, and Neo Racer on a 27.8, and Radius 27.9. They're the only ones in the 27s. But let's just have a look at that gap to the leader. 6 tenths, just under 7 tenths, covering the top 15 drivers. That is insanity.
It's ridiculous. I mean, like I said, that is less than it was between first and second in the USA.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for Atom there, I think we'd have had 3 ridiculously close qualifying sessions.
Well, how it changes for FG Atom, dominant in USA, down in 14th here in Bahrain. Of course, as we saw, he was impeded on his final flying lap by the very man who starts in front of him, SLR Nathan. And SLR's Nathan's teammate, Frisdy, who I'm being told is a main driver, but he is on debut. The Irishman takes pole position, followed by the American Kurt and the British Alpine driver, Top Neo Racer. Then comes Radius, Synonymous, Ninja, and we'll go over the rest momentarily just before we start qualifying, start the race, I should say. But, wow, that's a very intriguing little grid we've got there, and who knows what's going to happen in this race, honestly. It looks so close on pace.
It really does. I mean, another thing to note, that must be one of the quickest points tallies to be off the ground in GRL, considering that is 18 minutes into his GRL career that Frisdy has taken his first point for pole.
Absolutely, yeah. You do get a point for pole position in this race. I'm not sure if I should keep that chat box open. I think I'm going to close it for the race. But yeah, absolutely. That's a very fast way to get on the board straight away with a pole position. Ginger Ninja says he could have done a 27.6, but bottled it badly. So he thinks there was more pace in him, but for now, I think it will be P5, I believe he started. Well, let's do a double check on those facts as we do our roundup of our entire grid for this, the Bahrain Grand Prix. Would you actually show it, please? Thank you. So, on pole, making his debut tonight, the Irishman, Frisdy, in the Alfa Romeo. What a way to make an impact. Followed by the American Kurt 5864 in P2 for Williams. Then comes Neo Racer in P3 for Alpine. Then Radius P4 for Aston Martin. In 5th, the first driver not to make it into the 127s is Synonymous, followed by the Ginger Ninja in 6th, who is only 3 points off of Atom and well ahead of Atom in the pecking order, at least round in qualifying. In 7th is Sky's Blue, 8th FRA Kai, P9 JW Gibson, and round at the top 10 is Jim LFC in the Haas. Outside the top 10, Gamerman Steph P11, TMG Matty P12, SLR Nathan P13, sharing a row with the man he impeded, FG Atom. That could be an interesting one to watch, as, oh dear, Atom seems to have disconnected. Then comes Goda Gaming in P15, followed by AMS Partic, the Hungarian driver, in 16th. 17th is Just Stander and Sun Pikachu P18. They did not set qualifying laps, so they did not technically qualify, but I'm sure they will be allowed to start the race regardless. So, what do we make of that, Dara? That is a pretty tasty looking grid. Our championship leader starts in 14th. Dara? Dara?
Sorry, I'd muted myself for the planes there. I had to unmute myself. I had a quick look at, I tried to work out, I looked at the championship and I've worked out that in the top 5, 4 of those top 5 drivers on the grid are yet to score a point, the other one being Kurt. So, obviously, the main championship contenders is Ginger Ninja's in 6th here, so he's not that far off. He's a long way ahead of Atom. Of course, if it stayed like this, which of course it will not, Ginger Ninja would lose by 5 points.
Yeah.
But will there still be a massive gap between them two and anybody else? Of course, with, like I said, because Kurt's the only man in the top 5 who has a point so far.
Yes, Kurt sitting on 12 points in P6 in the standings. Atom starting 14th, leading. Ninja starts 6th is in second. Then comes Nathan, who starts 13th. Pyrex Prism not racing. Jim starts 10th. Then comes Kurt. Sky's Blue starting 7th. Gibson starting 8th, 9th, I should say. Delta not racing. Steph starting in 11th. So I think that's a good indication that it's going to take more than just quali pace to be a good racer in this division. But we'll find out soon enough.
The formation lap gets underway, and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead.
Broadcast formation, I don't know if you know this, like
yes.
but it's because of the glitch, yeah.
Yeah.
It was very evident last week, actually. If you go back and watch that, you will see 2 amazing starts from Atom off the line.
Yeah, I'll bet.
As the cars make their way back to the starting grid.
Yes, I am aware of it. So, as we saw there, a few drivers on the hards. Neo in P3, that's a very bold call for him. Jim LFC in P10, Atom P14, Got a Game in P15, and Sander P17. Starting on the hard tyres, everyone else on the mediums. So, interesting gambles taken. I didn't expect Neo to be the one gambling on the hard tyres in P3. How do you think that's going to go for him? Quickly, just before we start.
Well, I think it's a better strategy, as I've seen on a lot of other tracks. A hard medium is far better than a medium hard.
Well, we'll find out soon enough if that is the case, because we are about to get underway. Let's keep an eye out for those lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. I'm back. And Bahrain is underway. We are here racing live, and I think Frizzy's got a good start. Kurt's had a good start. Look at the start Anonymous has had. He's already up against the Neo Racer on those hard tyres. I think it's being swallowed up by the medium. Well, it's had contact with one of the Astons and Frisbee, and that is Synonymous with a great start racing Radius behind him. And I think Synonymous, that's a great start by Synonymous, up to P2. Atom is rejoined right now, and he's down in 16th place. And Synonymous has had a wobble at turn 4, and now Radius is all over him, and it's allowing Frizzy to get ahead slightly. Then comes Kurt, then comes Sky Blue. Good start by him. Kai in 6th. Neo on the hards has suffered badly with that start. He's down in P7 already. Matty with a great start from P8, P12 up to P8. Then comes Gamerman Steph side by side with Jim LSC for P9. I think Jim LSC on the hard tyres, just about to hold his position. Just about. Very good driving. All bit of contact made though, and is that going to be a Constantino effect further back? Yes, Gibson and Goddard Gaming has to get out of it slightly there. Oh, what a start that was.
To note, you may have missed it, I'm not too sure. Ginger Ninja got spun around at turn 3, and he's down in P17 at the moment, behind Atom. Yeah. So the 2 championship contenders at the moment are down in 16th and 17th.
Oh, that's going to be tasty. You never know what's going to happen in the Ground Event Racing League, as Game SF has now got past Jim LFC, which he needed to do on those medium tyres. Jim going longer, of course, on the hard compound tyres. There's your predicted pit-stop strategy. Medium to hard is probably what they think is best, but hard to medium can work here in the right conditions. We're going to have to ignore the fastest lap, so because when you run broadcast formation lap, that happens. So yeah, thanks Cody's for that.
Yes. Yeah, but it's good. It was a great getaway from Synonymous off the line.
Yeah.
And Kurt suffered as well on the inside. He's moved down 2 spots. Him and Neo, you say, the big losers there, along with Ginger Ninja, who's gone from 6th down to 17th.
As for the
Atom is on the back of Josh Sander here.
Yeah, having a look. Got a Gaming has been passed by SLR Nathan. Biggest winner out of all that though, TMG Matty, P12 to P8, and running competitively, chasing down Neo, who, as we know, is on the hard compound tyres. So Matty having a good start. He had a bit of a shaky qualifying, but he's now looking very good in the race. So we'll have to wait and see just what kind of race pace he got. Can he push his way past that Alpine on the hard tyres? And I'll tell you what, he might be going for this. Look at the speed of that AlphaTauri. And Neo didn't even fight that at all. There's absolutely nothing he could do there. And Matty up into P7.
I've just checked. Got a Gaming and Sky are the only 2 drivers who have picked up a warning so far in this race, which is kind of rare. You obviously quite a lot of warnings early on when you get pushed slightly wide or fighting side by side. So it looks like if people get penalties, it'll be down to themselves from this point onwards.
Looking that way as we're on to lap 3. DRS is enabled. The question is, will Synonymous be able to close that gap and get it on? He might get it here, actually, because there is a DRS detection point at the end of this straight. I think he will just about get it on Frisbee, which is important. Otherwise, Frisbee might have just been able to check out a bit. But no, Synonymous will get DRS here, I think.
That's got collision. Gibson went for a half-hearted move on Jim, and Jim just kind of turned in as he would because he was very late on the brakes, Gibson, and it created a collision. I think it was Nathan who got caught up in that as well as Steph passes Neo.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a... Oh, hang on. Neo's come right back. Oh, hello.
Sander,
Side by side,
I think Nathan might have some damage because he's just been passed by Sander. And look at FG Atom having a look. Don't forget, there may be some bad blood between these two after qualifying. But it all keeps... I think Nathan, yes, the left end plate is missing on the Alpha Romeo, so he definitely does have a spot of damage there. Now, we do know, of course, in this game, damage not quite as disabling.
Well,
but that being
well,
said...
you mentioned that. The newest patch has made it so that the front wing damage is worse compared to what it was at the start of the game. So, Nathan might be a little bit confused. He might feel a bit more damage than he would be expecting.
Right.
But I think that has been changed when they added Portimao. So what? A week ago today, I think.
Well, I think it does say something that Atom has, and Ninja and Gibson have all completely blown by. But yeah, you mentioned it, and Atom and Ninja, the two championship leaders, down in 14th and 15th, nowhere near the points at the moment. So they have got a tough race ahead of them if they're going to get back in there. Rizzi hasn't been able to shake Synonymous.
I don't think. I think the only man inside the top 7 even who has got any points at all is Kurt.
Synonymous has spun it at turn 3. He's lost it at turn 3. He's got back going. I don't know if he got damage or not, but he spun it. He's recovered. He's back in the race. Don't think he's got damage, but he's...
That looks fine.
Yeah, he's dropped a lot of positions now, though. Down in the P7. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I just saw the Red Bull spinning off.
Don't worry. It's not your fault that it was actually going on. Yeah, but I think the only man inside the top 7 who has any point, not including Frizzy's point for pole, is Kurt. So that means that most of the championship contenders at all, even with 15, 20 points, aren't anywhere near the front of the field.
Some Pikachu in the pits again and got a 5-second penalty for his effort. So interesting strategy going on here by the Aston Martin. Must be having a bit of a nightmare down there in 18th place. Up the top, Frizzy, now that Synonymous is out of his way, now has a bit of a gap, but Radius is trying to close it down. And we got a yellow flag in Sector 2. That is Gibson, has lost it at turn 11. Taken out a Bollard for his troubles as well. But Gibson not having the best of days.
There was a Bollard down there.
Not the Bollard, the foam sponsor board. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Sorry, no.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I got the word.
How far out has he gone to hit a Bollard?
Yeah, I got my words mixed up. I apologise, but well, Synonymous from challenging to the lead is about to be challenged for P7 by Gamerman Steph. Gamerman Steph locks the brake slightly, but Synonymous just about gives him room. Oh, Synonymous has gone again!
Oh, no!
Synonymous has gone again! Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Synonymous is having an absolute nightmare. That's another spin, pretty much the same place he lost it before. And look at the two Hasses now going into combat. Jim and God of Gaming, no team orders there. But Jim just holds position. Oh, that was close.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, Synonymous, that's costly. 2 laps in a row. From fighting for the race lead to P15. Oh, as Partick and Atom are going at it there. Ginger Ninja's sniffing around as well.
The two championship contenders are fighting each other, and Ninja's got his teammate right ahead, as I think that Sky is Blue has just put a move on Matty. Oh, no, they're not. They're still racing, and Kai is gone.
Kai.
The same place that Gibson lost at turn 11. That's catching them out. And I do know, in fact, I've actually spun there as well, so I know it is a tricky corner on traction. And
oh, my word. Sorry, Aston went for the move around the outside of turn 12, and his teammate was just sitting on the outside. Just managed to avoid him there.
Look at Ninja up the inside of Atom, and look at Partick. The McLarens are boxing Atom in here, and Ninja's got them both. Ninja has passed them both, but will that come back to haunt him? Because will these guys all have DRS now? Sure. Yes, they will.
Not have DRS.
And Ninja's having to deploy everything he's got, but he's got nothing left. Look at Atom, look at Bartik, they're all racing, and there's Kai as well, and Synonymous involved as well. Ninja has held them off though. He's got some great straight line speed in that McLaren to manage that. That was impressive.
Oh my god, they're coming up 3 wide out of turn 3. Kai, Synonymous and Bartik.
Oh my lord.
Kai got the run on Atom. Synonymous back up the inside at turn 4 as he can be able to make that stick up the inside of the Mercedes car.
Oh, and then Synonymous, he just doesn't look comfortable out there, does he, Synonymous?
No.
And all this, they're fighting over 11th. They are fighting over 11th place. Oh, what's going on? Oh, he's lost it.
Kai dropped it.
Oh,
coming
and
out
Gibson
turn
had to
7.
take avoiding action. Oh my lord. It's all kicking off in the GRL.
You would know that this isn't even for any points
At all.
whatsoever.
No. P11.
There were 5 of them covered by what? There were 5 of them going into someone covered by about 4 attempts, if that, and none of them were fighting for a point at all.
Meanwhile, the contest that matters up the front, I can't construct the contest that matters right now. But I tell you what, Radius has closed Frisbee in, and Kurt has got in DRS as well. The top 3, the drivers we did kind of suspect were the ones to watch, are all just who's gone next. Sky's Blue has lost it.
Sky's Blue.
He's lost it.
I forgot. Me and Jazzy have kept a count of spins. I forgot to start that again today.
Oh well,
but it definitely seemed less. There were 26 spins last week in total. Oh hello, got a game getting inside a gym into turn 1.
Oh, these Hatters. Oh, good for Steiner. Must be.
Wide. Yeah, got a game he's got through this time.
Good for Steiner. Must be smashing his door right now because he can't be happy with what he's seeing here. But God of Gaming has got the move done. Just Sander just behind him in the Alpine as well. Then comes that insane little scrap. It looks like Ninja and Atom have cleared them, so they're now fighting it out, which is poetic stuff. There's fights wherever you look, basically here.
Well, I mean, Ninja and Atom were fighting for 1st and 2nd, and now they're fighting for 11th and 12th. So it's just the extra 10 position.
It's
so
yeah. Oh,
cut out the top 10. They're in the lead in 2nd. There you go.
Well, there you go. Yeah. What else can you say? And I tell you what. I can hear that plane. Yeah, that plane is excited as well. Again, I mentioned him before. Matty now up 8 positions, running P4, only behind the top 3 drivers. He's having a steady, quiet race, and that's exactly what he had to have, to be honest. Looking good.
Yeah, exactly. And Neo is still that top hard runner, and I think that will be important towards the end of this race.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be one to watch. He was the only one other than the top 3 to get in the 127s in qualifying. So if he can keep the pace up on the hard, what's his fast? Let's have a look at his fastest lap. Oh wait, no, we can't look fastest lap. Never mind. Ignore me. I forgot about that for a second. But oh, look at Radius. He's closed in on Frisbee. 4 tenths now.
Oh yeah.
I think he's going to be putting that Alfa Romeo under some serious pressure next lap. That may be a sign that Frisbee's tyres are maybe just starting to fall off a bit.
Atom at the moment pushing Ginger Ninja down the track into turn 1 and now into turn 4. Not much in it between these two. Oh, Atom just a bit deep there.
Just a little
bit. They get
bit.
through there nice and calm.
Yeah, Ninja's... We saw it though with that little scrap we got. Ninja seems to have some serious straight line speed because even without DRS he managed to hold off 4 drivers that all had DRS behind him. So clearly he set his car up to have some serious speed and it's helping him just repel Atom's attack right now. And well, they've got a long way to go though.
Kai is currently on 2 warnings at the moment. And Atom has 1, but apart from that, there's a few people on 1 warning, but no one is nearer a penalty than Kai.
Right, okay. Well, we'll keep an eye on that one. But yeah, so far, the only warning given out is a 5-second penalty for some Pikachu who kind of got his braking wrong into the pits, I would assume. Let's have a look up front. I think Radius is getting closer to Frisbee. Not close enough to launch an offensive, though. But will he think about it on the run down to turn 4?
He has got a run, though.
He has got a run.
Oh, has it?
No DRS on the Alpha, but doesn't look as though he's troubled. No, Frisbee looks unperturbed by the bright green Aston Martin in his rearview mirror. He's holding station for now. Kurt just waiting in the wings in the Williams. That's the battle for the lead. And it's a bit of a gap back to Matty, but he's still running fairly well there. Then comes Steph, also having a quiet but decent race as well. And enough behind him, the highest hard runner, top Neo racer. What kind of factor could he make later on?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is what 4.5 seconds clear of any other hard runner. So he does look like the man. If the reverse strategy is gonna work, he is the man to make it work. I don't think Got a Gaming or Jim will be able to get too far up there. Oh!
Who's that?
Ginger Ninja went wide.
No, that was... Oh, I've just seen Sander.
Oh, and Sander.
Sander
yeah,
lost
well,
it.
I mean,
we've
got a safety car.
I think we do. Full safety car as well. And that was just for Sander crashing, but he's carried on, so I'm not quite sure if that safety car was necessary, but regardless, we've got it.
I don't know what's gone on here. Someone almost overtook Atom after the safety car came out.
And it looks as though...
Don't know. Synonymous might have a penalty in the next few seconds. We'll have to find out.
Well, unsurprisingly, those on the mediums all going to take advantage of this very helpful safety car. They're all boxing for hard tyres. What about Neo? He thinks about it. Oh, he's going slow here. He's going very slow here, is Neo. And Sky Blue got a bit impatient.
I don't know why he backed out of that. He could have taken that position quite easily, I think.
So interestingly, Jim LFC decides to stay out, and so far, he's the only one who's made that decision.
Neo's gone mediums. Can he make them? Got a Gaming's gone soft. Well, that's not getting to the end.
No.
That's a mistake on his part, definitely. From Got a Gaming, that's not going to go to the end.
Not at all. No chance. But I'm not sure the mediums will go to the end from here. 19 laps. That is ballsy, I think is the word I would use to take those to the end.
I think it's actually it's 20 as well, because they've just finished lap 9. So I think technically they've got 20 laps to do.
Well, I think one person will be happy for this. Sun Pikachu. He's basically... He hasn't been lapped, so he will get to pit and get back in the race. And he'll be able to serve his 5-second penalty as well. So this is something I've always advocated to everyone. Never give up, because something like this can happen and you can get back into the race. And Sun Pikachu has at least stayed in the race, and he will be giving a second chance at it. So everyone has pitted except Jim LFC in first and SLR Nathan, who has already pitted once for hards. But that's interesting. What I guess Jim felt he was going to get held up by his teammate because Got a Game was ahead of him. So he felt it may just be worth going longer and maybe hoping for another safety car further down the road. I mean,
it is possible.
I don't think he had much to lose, frankly, because he was going to get blocked by his teammate because of how close they were running. So I do understand this decision, but it does mean he's now got the fastest drivers in the race right behind him. All will be looking to get past him, but it is for position, so they will have to fight, because Jim, certainly, I know for a fact, Jim is not going to back down.
You know what they say in IndyCar, cautions breed cautions, and if that happens here, I think Jim will be pretty pleased, because he may jump a few positions if he's able in about, 5 or 6 laps time, and there's another safety car, he could pit to a medium tyre and find himself nearer to the front on fresher, softer tyres.
Absolutely. So, yeah, everyone else, we've got a few gambling on the mediums. Atom's gambled on the mediums as well, as has Sander and Neo Racer, but I don't know. I don't see how they can take that tyre all to the end. I mean, maybe they can, but their pace at the end, surely, is just gonna drop off a complete cliff, surely.
You'd have thought so.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they'll get a chance to pit for a set of softs later on. Maybe that's what Got a Gaming is hoping for another safety car. As you said, cautions breed cautions. Maybe that's what Got a Gaming is intending here. Another couple of laps, you probably could get the mediums to the end comfortably. So we'll have to wait and see who has got this right. Who has made a right call to gamble. But for now, Jim LFC leads the race by virtue of not stopping. The only man in the field that has not made any form of pit stop now. Then comes the race leader before, Frisdy. Then Radius and Kurt. They were all running close together. It did seem as though Frisdy was getting a bit pressured though. So hopefully we'll see if Radius can count. Oh, Sander. Sander has lost it under safety car conditions. What has happened there to the Aston Martin? The Alpine, I should say.
Well, that's a weird one, isn't it?
Very weird.
I don't quite know.
Well, I know he was around Nathan and Partick. I know that much. But Sander, if you are in the chat, which I doubt because we only have 5 viewers apparently, but if you are, please let us know what happened there because we completely missed it, unfortunately. I was following the leaders. So
the man who caused the safety car stayed in the race on the safety car and then crashed under the safety car he created.
And he's driving the actual car where they said karma. of the driver that said
Yeah.
it. So it all comes full circle somehow, doesn't it? So apparently Ginger Ninja, I've just seen in the chat, he was running wing damage for all that time, which might explain the lack of pace he was showing on those tyres. He has got that wing fixed, but it has meant he's now dropped behind Atom because of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But crucially, he has been able to go from mediums to hards, though, so he's probably in a better situation, all things considered, than his championship rival.
Yeah, I'd agree. And if those three can't get to the end, Ginger Ninja is in ninth if you think of it that way. But I mean, I can see Atom making a couple of positions. Got a game he might try and fly up the field on that soft while he can.
Yeah, got a game he's got to get aggressive, basically.
I can see Got a game going soft from here.
Yeah, I think that's doable.
Hit lap 20 or so, and then go 9 laps.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Because that could work. But I mean,
anyone that's
he's
on
in
the
a tricky
hards,
position.
anyone that's on the hards, except for Jim, who hasn't stopped, anyone that's on the hards probably can take him to the end. The only other question mark is Nathan in 15th, who's already done 8 laps on his hard, so he might struggle a bit too.
Yeah, definitely.
So
this is an intriguer, isn't it? This race.
Very intriguing race. Like as I said, our championship contenders Atom and Ninja still not even in the points, running 11th and 12th. We've got Jim LFC, who is the only driver that has stayed out and not made any form of pit stop, but he now leads the race because of it. Our 3 drivers that were leading the race, Frisbee, Raiders and Kurt, have now had their advantage wiped out, so Matty could become a feature of this race now. He's made a very solid race from 12th on the grid. As has Steph from 11th, it should be said. He's running very well too. And then we've got Top Neo Racer, who was the lead hard runner, now on mediums. I don't see him taking those to the end, but we'll find out soon enough because the safety car is coming in.
So yeah, watch out for Got a Gaming, watch out for Neo, and watch out for Atom on this safety car restart. They might try and get the jump on those grippier, softer tyres.
Yeah, Jim, will be interested to see when Jim goes here. We've got to wait for the safety car to come into the pits. So I suspect he might try and go on the exit.
He's got to wait. He's still got to wait though.
Safety car's
He's got to wait
in.
until the safety car comes now.
It's in now, and he has gone. Fristy has not let him go though, but it's a decent restart. I don't think Jim's going to be troubled. Is there anyone that's been caught napping? I think Neo
and Sky Blue.
Yeah, and look at Got a Gaming on the soft tyres, all on a different compound of tyre. Top Neo Racer just holds on. Got a Gaming right behind him. Sky's Blue spun. Sky's Blue has spun. Resets the track rather dangerously. You should never really do that in that situation. But as Frisbee up the inside of Jim's going to try a switchback, but it just doesn't have the grip on the tyres. So Frisbee has got ahead.
It's now crucial for Radius and Kurt to get a pass. Jim, if they can, is going to try it here. Well, they're both going to try it into turn 8 around the outside. Can it work for Radius? He's trying it. Here comes Matty to the inside of Kurt.
You can just see the difference in grip there. That's what a difference between fresh tyres and old tyres does to you, as the ass of some Pikachu is in the walls. And look at Matty's. Matty's made a huge mistake, and he's dropped several positions because of it. Got it braking wrong into turn 10, and he's dropped all the way down to 8th because of it. Jim's fighting as hard as he can, but he's just got no grip compared to everyone else around him.
No, exactly. I mean, Got a Gaming right on the back of Neo. Neo left it's weird. Neo left a massive gap between him and the car in front. It was about a second and a half between him and the car in front on that safety car restart. So I don't know really what went on there. But he was really under pressure from the two of them. And Sky's Blue's really lost out there down in P16 now.
Yeah, big spin for Sky's Blue. The Red Bulls both having big moments in this race and pretty much exactly the same areas of track. Synonymous now running 10th though. Atom running 9th. Ginger Ninja's lost a position to Synonymous, so he's still in 11th. Who's being under pressure? Neo and Steph side by side. Gaming Man Steph has held on to P5. Look at God of Gaming seeing the switchback. What a move by God of Gaming. Breezes past Neo Racer on those soft tyres. Great move by him, but how long can he go on those tyres?
I do think he'll go soft and then another set of softs, and he'll have to just try and hope that there's a safety car or that other people spin to try and pick up a few positions. But I mean, bad strategy put on the safety car, I think, from God of Gaming there.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that.
Though, would you rather have gone for a medium and then hope it holds on to the end, or go soft? I think that was probably the debate between those that were on the medium medium, but were on the hard, sorry, to go to the medium.
Or would you prefer to do what Jim has done and just not pit at all? To be fair to him, it seems he has got... Maybe he was lacking temperature in the tyres because he does seem to have not let radius go. So perhaps there was just a lack of temperature in those hard tyres. He has got Kurt right behind him, but Jim is still in DRS range. Oh, got a gaming! Oh, big wobble for him in the background. And
he's going to lose. Oh. Atom's coming up the inside
Yes,
now.
he is. Here comes Atom, championship leader, up the inside. Got a game and gives him a tap up the rear for good measure. And DRS now enabled then on lap 15. And look at Kurt. Kurt is desperate to get past Jim. He's not taking no for an answer there. And he's in to P3. Will Jim be able to counter? No. Just no. Not enough grip to counter. And Kurt then up to P3. So those two have now got to go chase down Frisbee once again.
Atom made a massive mistake in turn 1 because he's got the DRS. Look at 1.7 seconds off.
Look at the queue behind him. Got a game synonymous. Gibson, Kai, Ninja, and Nathan. And look at Nathan and Kai. Surely this isn't going to work. Two into the corner. They're giving each other enough respect. Oh, Kai very near. Lots of Nathan's going to try and take advantage of it. They're still side by side. And now Nathan is trying to get involved. I don't think Kai's realised he's there until too late. Squeezes him as best he can. Nathan has to yield, and Gibson's lost it. He's got his braking wrong into turn 10, and he loses a lot of positions because of it. Oh, this is getting intense.
That's what you get at Bahrain. Like I said before, you can even try moving to turn 8, as Nathan tried there. And even into turn 10, he had a little look down the inside. And that's one of the worst corners on the game, personally, and in F1 in general. Because it's so difficult, kind of double apex, but not.
It's good in terms of a challenge, but in terms of to drive it, yeah, absolutely, I'd have to agree.
Okay, exactly.
So, Frisbee leads then. We're on to lap 16 now. Radius 1.5 seconds back. Kurt just hanging on to his DRS. Then comes Jim, who, to be fair, considering the tyre gap, is doing well. Partik's gone! That's a crash in the final sector. Is there going to be a safety car? Yes, it is. Another safety car deployed. And that is going to be music to the ears to Jim LFC. He can now pit onto a set of mediums. Now, what does some of these other guys who've got a gaming, I think, has been saved by this as well. But now, shoes on the other foot. He's going to have to box behind Jim. That was a great decision then by Jim. He has not lost too much out of this, I don't think.
Like, just a quick question. This is off topic. Do you like football?
No, but carry on.
No. Okay, because someone's in the championship, someone's scored from then inside their own half. So,
oh dear.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's absolutely fine, but no, football is not my sport at all, I'm afraid. Yeah, but yeah, scored in their own side from their own half. I do know that is still
from their own half.
I do still know that is pretty insane to do. So I can still appreciate that being quite interesting little thing to happen. So we know Jim's going to pit. We know God a Game will probably pit. Do you think anyone else is going to pit?
Neo, Atom, and God a Game. Yeah, Neo and Atom, I think, will also pit.
What do they go on to though? They've already used the hard tyre, so
yeah.
Well, let's take a look then. I suspect Frisbee will stay out, and he does. Radius staying out, yes. Kurt. So in comes Jim. No surprise there.
Neo come in.
Neo is in. Absolutely right. Matty's in as well.
God a Gaming. A lot of them are in at the back.
Interesting. What do they go on though?
Mediums if they haven't been on them yet. But I'm sure that some of them have.
Neo's going on softs. As is Matty. Jim can go on the mediums. He hasn't used his medium set yet. So he did a very good job by not pitting. It allowed him to go onto this medium set. Oh, Radius!
Oh, hello.
What's happened to Radius? He's lost it. What has happened?
I've lost it.
What has happened to Radius there? That is maybe got his braking wrong going towards the safety car. I don't know, but the man who was running P2...
He's facing the wrong way. What
has happened to Radius there? The man who was running P2 pretty much all of this race is out. Out of the race. Oh, he's saying he's a bottle job in the chat, so he's made a big mistake. What happened? Please tell us, because I am dumbfounded right now, I have to say.
I don't know what to say, really. I mean, that's coming out of absolutely nowhere.
You're absolutely right. I didn't.
How has this happened? Atom is 4th.
Atom is P4. Jim from P4 has only lost 4 positions and is now on a fresh set of mediums. Watch out for him, because he's going to be rapid now. But then we got Neo, Racer, and Matty. They're trying to take a set of softs. 12 laps around Bahrain. Are you sure, lads?
You couldn't do that on last year's game, let alone this year's game.
Exactly. Okay, so Radius was burning fuel, and as you went up to gear 3, he's just spun it. He's lit the rear tyres, spun it, and into the wall, while he was trying to burn some fuel off.
Well, that's just gutting, really, isn't it?
Absolutely gutting, yeah. I cannot believe that's happened. I feel for the man so much, because he was running P2 pretty much all this race. He was challenging Frisbee, but now nothing to show for his effort, as Synonymous and Gibson pit again. And
I'll tell you exactly why. Because I think they've made a mistake. As long as it goes into the hards, that's not the right decision. Because on your MFD, it tells you that you've got fresh mediums when you don't. It's the mediums that you've already used.
Well,
so there's a little glitch there. It makes you think you've got fresh mediums, but you don't, because you only have the one set. Synonymous and Gibson both fell for the bait, and went on to their mediums. Turns out they were the mediums they'd used at the start, and they were 9 laps old already. So that wasn't particularly ideal for them.
Ah, I see. Well, as you say, Synonymous now out on used set of hards, Gibson on a fresh set of softs. 11 laps? Might go to the end, but I don't think he'll be comfortable on them. Mind you, compared to Neo, Matty and Ninja, who have already done a lap, admittedly under safety car conditions, but they have still done a lap on their softs. I very much doubt they're going to the end on those, but you know what? I've been proved wrong before. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, I'm just doing a quick workout of the live championship standings. And it looks like Atom's on 61, Ginger Ninja on 46 still, because he's not scoring here.
Yeah.
And then it would be Kurt in 3rd on 30, because he's currently in 2nd.
No, Nathan would be on 38 though, because he's currently running...
No, 28. He's on 20.
Oh,
so
right.
He'd be on 28.
Oh, I thought it was on 30. Sorry, that's my bad. Well,
No.
Well, we'll see if that does remain so. Safety car is coming in. I'm going to turn that chat box off, actually. That's just annoying me up there. But, yeah, so now Frisbee will be the safe lead car. Obviously, it was Jim before, because he hadn't stopped. Jim has now stopped, but on a fresh set of mediums, and I think could be a very dangerous driver to watch out for. And when does Frisbee go? He hasn't gone yet. Safety car is in the pits. It's Frisbee's drugged him, and he's gone. That's a good restart, actually. I think he's caught Kurt a little bit of sleep there. Game man Steph, the Dutchman, trying to get involved. Look at Atom and Kai. Kai has caught Atom napping, and the Mercedes are racing each other.
Carnage.
What's happened?
Sorry, he's gone into the back of Jim into turn 1. He's got wing damage. I saw a bit of wing fly off. He's gone around the outside of 2 of them, but he's got that wing damage on the car. That's not going to be able to hold up to the end of the race, I don't think.
Yeah, Jim is losing places left, right, and centre. It doesn't look as though he has damage, but... Well, his son's Pikachu has lost it again. He is not having a good time. Kai's lost it as well. There it's carnage here in Division 1 of the GRL. Everyone is losing it or hitting each other. It's absolute madness right now.
Oh my god, there's 3 wide out of turn 8. Neo, Ginger Ninja, and Nathan is... Oh my word, I thought Neo was going to go for a move to the inside.
Oh, Ninja's lost it.
Nathan's gone wide.
Nathan has gone wide. Ninja had a wobble as well.
Ninja as well.
They're all... It's like they're just making mistake after mistake after mistake. They're not necessarily crashing into each other, but there's a lot of what's going on. Got a game against Synonymous have had a collision. What has happened between those two? I've just seen both of them off track, losing their front wing, and we have another safety car deployed because of this all. Well. That is probably one of the messiest restart laps I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely.
I mean,
what is it with Bahrain that always
ridiculous.
promotes racing like this? It's always chaotic.
I know. I mean, Matty made up 4 positions on that restart. He's now the second soft runner as Atta comes into the pit lane. And Steph.
As a Steph, yeah.
Right. I'm going to put it out there right now. Top Neo Racer, I should say. He's on for the win here. He's P3 on softs.
True, and the safety car might just...
And he won't... yeah, exactly. And he won't put much wear through them on the next couple of laps.
You might be right here, I have to say. Yeah, it is looking good for him, but it depends on just how much wear he's already put on them, because he was right in the mix there. Ninja hasn't pit. Jim has pit. Got a game has pit. Everyone going on to fresh sauce, so... Oh, I feel bad for Frisbee and Kurt right now, I have to say. They're on used hard tyres, and they've now got a whole field of stampeding soft runners behind them. What are they going to do here?
Well, I think what they're going to do is they're going to give us a fantastic show here, because they're going to fight to the end to keep their positions. I mean, Frisbee has led this race realistically
Pretty
from
much.
the start. He didn't have the lead for half a lap on that safety car restart because he overtook into turn 4. Apart from that, he's controlled this race completely from the front. Even when he had the DRS, people within the DRS behind him, he didn't look phased at all. And I mean, I'd be a little bit gutted for him if he ends up not even on the podium in this race.
And yet, at the moment, that's looking like a very distinct possibility because, well, we know at least... I mean, they've already done several laps on them, and now we've got everyone on at least fresh or slightly used softs. And admittedly, slightly used softs is still a very nasty thing to be on, but I don't see how Kurt and Frisbee are going to survive this.
Now, between these last 2 safety cars, there has been I think like a 15-point swing. Or even bigger than that between Atom and Ninja, because Ninja now leads provisionally the standings, and he was 15 points behind just 1 safety car ago.
Honestly,
shows you how quickly it can turn around.
Yeah, at this point, who knows what's going to happen next? Because I sure as hell don't. And Sun Pikachu, who's been pretty much at the back of this whole race, now finds himself on the verge of points. So that's how ridiculous this race has been so far. We don't even know what's going to happen next, because... Can you predict what's going to happen next? I mean, I think the safety car probably...
God, no.
I do notice Got a Gaming seems...
Yeah, this lap.
No, you say that. I do notice Got a Gaming does not seem to be in any hurry to catch the back of that safety car. I wonder if he's going to try and stretch it out. You do get drivers sometimes...
You're allowed to do that, are you?
I don't think it's necessarily the sporting thing to do. But you do get drivers, basically, if they want the safety car to stay out for 1 more lap, they will basically purposely not catch the back of the pack. I'm not sure it's sporting, but I'm not sure if there is a rule against it or not. I think Atta would have to remind me if there is.
Yeah, well, I doubt the stewards, if it was looked at, would look at it very kindly.
No.
But we'll have to see.
But you can see, like, he is not in any rush to get onto the back of that pack. He's basically doing the whole track in 8th gear, and yeah, he's just basically making sure that he doesn't get on the back of it to trigger the safety car coming in. Because if the whole pack is not rejoined, the safety car will stay out for at least 3 laps. I know that for a fact.
Yes.
And to be fair to God of Gaming, he's not the only driver that does it. Everyone, I've seen loads of drivers do it. If they think there's an advantage to be gained from it, they will always do it. But I agree. Whether it's actually should be allowed is another question entirely.
Exactly.
Regardless, I do think it is... Whether it's the most sporting plan, it has worked, because the safety car is not coming in. So... They will go around for 1 more lap, so I think we'll get 7 laps of racing. Now, God Game will have to pick up the pace now, because I'm certain the safety car will go in this lap, regardless of whether he's on the pack or not.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, it's always at least no more than 3 laps, and then the safety car has to come in. At least from my experience. So, Frisbee and Kurt leading the way, but they have stayed out on their old hard tyres, And every driver behind them is on at least a slightly worn or maybe medium worn, in the case of Neo and Matty, set of soft tyres. Probably will get them to the end now. I think the top soft runners might be a little bit less comfortable, but they're all going to be faster in theory than the top two, who have now really got to get their defensive shoes on. Do you think maybe they've got to maybe have a truce here? I think these two, Frizzy and Kurt.
Well, I think if they start fighting, I think that's that. If I'm honest,
they have to form a truce here and just say, right, this isn't a good situation. We have to help each other here, because if we don't, if Frizzy leaves Kurt for dust, Neo will get past, and then Frizzy's a sitting duck. Whether that will happen or not is another question. And still got a gaming.
the game's still not catching the pack.
I'm certain he will have to, though. The safety car will be in at the end of this lap. I suspect he's going to wait for it to say that and then light his tyres up and catch up. So he's got warm tyres at the restart. Again, it's not sporting, but I've seen many people do it. It's a common practice in league racing. Whether it should be is another question. Regardless, safety car is in. We will have 7 more laps of racing. Please let there not be another safety car, though. Please can we have a more dignified opening lap, I think is the best word to say, gentlemen. Come out to your corners fighting, but don't fight too hard. So here we go then. Frizzy, is he going?
Really backing up the pack, isn't he?
I think he knows he has to. He has to back them up. Try and get their tyres really cold. Comes around the final corner now. Safety car is in the pit lane. He's still not going. This is smart by Frizzy. He doesn't want to just go. Kurt has not been left standing, but Top Neo Racer all over the back of him, though, regardless. We are racing once again. Defensive cutaway for Frizzy. Is anyone getting involved further back? Look at Atom and Gamerman Steph getting involved with Gibson there. Has anyone got through? Don't think so. Matty and Ninja fighting over P4 as well. For now, the hard runners have survived. And look at Ninja up the inside, and Matty still side by side. I think Ninja will have to yield. Yes, he will. Matty gets back into P4. But they're all running. This is a better safety car restart, I will say. No one's going for any stupid dive bombs. Well, that being said, look at Atom and Gibson side by side. Gibson trying to defend as best he can. He's still got the inside line. We've got a yellow flag sector 2. That is Kai. But it's also there. All of that's gone off. That's Ninja. Ninja's gone off. He's mucked up turn 10. He's lost positions.
No, he would barge off the track. I think got a game. He picked up damage as well at the back. I think a little bit of wing fly off. Pikachu was just spun around. And Kai down there as well. Ginger Ninja got pushed off the track quite unceremoniously there by Gamerman Steph, I believe.
Well, Atom now.
And now he's behind his championship rival.
Yes, he is. And also behind the man who was Atom's championship rival last season, Jim LFC. Oh, as Ninja basically having another wobble by the looks of it. And now it's allowing SLR Nation to get close. Is he going to go for a dive? He thinks about it, but has to think better of it. Up front, Frizzy still leading on those hards. Tell you what, they're doing a good job at the moment. They're holding firm, those hards. Kurt closing in, though. Having a look, but nothing more. Top Neo Racer, late dive to get close. But he is forced to yield that one. Atom has got past Gibson as well. Back up into P6 for him. Game Man Steph is the one to watch here. He's on the freshest soft tyres, and he's the highest up. He's the one to watch at the moment. He's closing down Matty for P4.
He's fighting Ginger at a turn 4. They're going to go side.
Oh, who's that gone? Matty's gone. And he's lost his front wing. Completely lost his front wing. I don't know if he was pushed by Game Man Steph or not. I know they were close. And that's Kai having another spin as well. 10-second penalty for Matty, which really is a bit harsh, frankly. He's already lost the front wing.
Yeah, he completely cut turn 8, though. No. Which is why the game gave it to him.
Ah, that's fair enough. Understandable. There's Top Neo Racer still trying to challenge Kurt.
There was a spin there.
Yes.
Oh, Matty's retired on track. You can't do that.
You can't do that.
You can't park there,
No, I understand the frustration, but never retire on track. Never do that. I do understand he must be livid in that Alpha Tauri, though. Frizzy, where's he finding this pace? He's pulling away from Kurt on the hards. This is incredible pace by the Alfa Romeo.
I mean, Atkins could still find himself on the podium here, and I just don't know how he will do it. But
DRS enabled.
the man is a serial podium sitter at this point, and he could just somehow nudge his way in there if there's a collision again up ahead, which could happen. Steph to the inside. Ugh.
Meanwhile, Jim has made the move on Gibson. Jim LFC up to P6. He's having a very good recovery drive after what happened to him early on. Ninja has Nathan swamping him, and I think Nathan's going to go for a move up to the inside of turn 4 here. Yes, he does. Ninja gives him room. Still side by side. And now Nathan's ahead. Ninja will have to yield now, but they're still side by side. Ninja is... Wow, what great driving there by the both of them. Fantastic. And Nathan goes for a lunge. And they still haven't really made massive contact. And now Synonymous is getting involved here in the battle for P8. And Synonymous, I think wisely, thinks better off it than to lunge there.
Steph looking like he's going to make a move on Neo Racer into turn 11 around the outside.
Round the outside.
Much later, but oh,
Neo.
Little bit of contact. Atom's going to be watching this with glee in front of him here.
Indeed, he shall. Don't think there was anything necessarily wrong there, but Neo, I think Neo is struggling on those softs. I did suspect this would happen. Neo's softs are struggling a lot more than the drivers behind. He can't keep with the hard runners. And Game Man Steph has to clear him now, otherwise he's going to have no chance of getting those top two.
I think Steph and Atom are both clearing here because they're both so close. Here they go.
Here they go. Neo has no chance. And look at the speed of Atom. Is he going to make it 2 for 2? Gamer Man Steph rates later, but Atom has the inside line. They're still side by side. Great racing shown, and there's contact made though. Atom's still there. Oh my lord. That was so close. And what's happened to... Oh no, Neo Racer is still there, sorry. He's getting involved with Atom, that's where he is. Sorry, I couldn't see where he was. And he's got the position back on Atom, has he? Yes, he has! Well, that came out of nowhere. Kai's retired in the pits.
Frisbee and Kirk going to hold on here, I think.
I think you're right. I mean, surely Steph's taken too much out of his tyres just getting into that podium position. I think you're right. I think Frisbee and Kirk will hang on here to P1 and P2. I mean, this is fantastic. Frankly, I think they deserve it, to be brutally honest. No offence to the other drivers who are there. But, yeah, that is incredible pace on those hard tyres. They are a strong tyre here, to be fair, on the hards. And we've seen the softs clearly do not hang on very well at all. And I think Atom has now really got to look out for his old nemesis behind him, Jim LFC. I'm sure he'll fancy a move on him if he can see it. And I'll tell you, Atom's ERS light is flashing. I don't think he's got anything left.
Well, neither does Jim and neither does Gibson. They've all got about 10% left. Not good ERS from anybody in the train. The best person is Sky is Blue.
He's down in P12 and not really challenging for points. Is Jim going to have a look? Jim's having a look around the outside, but he just can't find a way past. They're all squabbling. At Neo Racer, you can see he's struggling on those tyres. Just has no grip on those older, soft tyres. But he has got speed. Look at the speed he showed when he got the DRS there. Fantastic. So he's hanging on to P4 for now. Game Man Steph, as you say, making no impression on Kurt at all. The hards have weathered the storm here.
There's only 2.5 laps left now.
I think what saved Frisbee and Kurt was the fact that Neo and Ninja and Gibson were ahead because they were on older soft tyres. I think that saved them because it allowed them basically to not be able to... The really fresh soft runners had to muscle their way past them. And that's probably taking the life out of those softs by doing so. I think that's what saved them here.
Yeah, I agree.
And it doesn't look as though Kurt's going to get close enough to challenge Frisbee unless he has a massive... No, neither of them have any ERS to speak of, it seems. So I suspect this might be how it finishes unless Frisbee makes a mistake. On to lap 28 then. 2 laps to go. Frisbee is still your race leader. Kurt still P2. Steph, from P11, finds himself in P3.
Atom to the outside
Yeah,
of Neo.
I see it.
Turn 1.
Neo gets defensive, good defensive driving, but we've seen he's struggling on those soft tyres. Atom is going to have a run on him here, and Neo is not going to get DRS, is he? No, he is not. Atom on the inside. Neo's going to squeeze him as much as he possibly can. And it worked, to be fair. He's held on. That was great defensive driving by Neo there.
There's still another lap, and Neo's lost that contact with Gamerman Steph and the DRS.
He absolutely has. You can see it. He's just...
Oh!
He's had to go defensive because he knew Atom was going to go for it. And Atom, I think, with the extra grip, round the outside. Now the inside line going to turn 9. This could only end badly, but it doesn't. Good driving there by both of them. But he's gone wide. Atom's gone off track. But he's kept his boot in. He's kept his boot in. I'm not sure if Neo will be happy with that. Keeps his boot in. He hasn't really gained anything from it. Oh, Neo spun!
Oh, no!
Neo spins. Jim manages to avoid. I think that might just be a sign the tyres were just giving in there. Just tried to push on them a little too much. And now Atom finds himself in P4. Jim is right behind him, though, but he's only going to get one chance, so I don't think he's close enough. On to the final.
I think the podium is set now.
I think it is, yeah. On to the final lap. Frisbee is keeping Kurt at bay just, but he is keeping it at bay. Look at Gibson. Look at the speed of Gibson. He's roaring past Jim LSC. Now, will he try and do the same to Atom? But Jim's going to defend it. Bit of contact, nothing malicious. Jim's got it done, has he? No, they're still side by side. This is saving Atom's P4 here. It is absolutely saved Atom's P4 here. And JW Gibson, they both have DRS. Gibson has so much more speed. There's contact, though. Big contact made. They're still side by side. Look at Synonymous taking advantage of it. And they're still side by side there now. Jim keeps his nose in.
Around the outside. Oh my
and Gibson
word,
getting involved again. Oh my god, that is insane.
Here comes Nathan as well. Nathan on Jim. Jim's got combined for P4, now to P8.
Oh, he's tagged him. He tagged Gibson again. Those two have been in the wars today.
A little bit of a moment. Oh my word, these 5 are so close together.
As Atom leaves the session, that is a bad time to leave. Atom spun. His car has spun. It's doing donuts. What is going on? Atom's car has spun and it's doing donuts. But we can't focus on that because here comes our race winner. What has happened to Atom, though?
I can't quite believe what I'm saying.
That is insanity. I've never seen that before. Atom disconnected. His car started doing donuts, parked in a dangerous location. Well, Frisbee is your race winner. Kurt finishes P2. Probably deserved, but fair play to Gamerman Steph. Finishes P3 on the podium from 11th. Synonymous P4. Gibson P5. Nathan P6. Ninja has crossed the line just. Then comes Jim in P8. Neo P9. And I think it will be... Wait, who's going to take the final point here? Gotta Gaming is off track. But Sky is Blue will just hang on to the final point P10. Gotta Gaming P11. And some Pikachu, for some reason, is waiting at the line. Very clever. Wow.
I can't quite believe what I've just watched.
That is... I'm in shock. Yeah, I'm in shock right now. Atom will be classified, but what will it matter? He's still P12. No points at all.
He technically disqualified, wasn't he?
I think they'll probably have a word with that, but it doesn't matter. He's not going to score any points regardless.
Well, he didn't finish, did he? So technically, I mean, you can't give him anything.
No. Atom, you disconnected and your ghost started doing donuts for some reason. I swear on my life. That's what I saw. It doesn't change who has won this race. Well done to Frisbee, frankly. Well deserved. The Irishman making his debut, and what an emphatic debut it was. Kurt taking P2 honours, and Gamerman Steph, probably driver of the day, P11 to P3. Who would you say is your driver of the day?
Probably Gamerman Steph, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean...
If not Frisbee, of course.
Yeah, Frisbee did very well to weather the storm as he did. He takes first place honours here, with Kurt finishing in P2 and Gamerman Steph finishing P3. Synonymous somehow managed to get back to P4 in the end. So fair play to him for that. Then comes Gibson P5, Nathan P6, Ninja, I think technically will take the lead of the championship after that. If the results stand, of course. We'll have to wait and see. P7 for him. Jim LSC P8. Neo Racer P9, and the final point goes to Sky is Blue in P10. But that was absolute insanity, what we just witnessed there. I really don't know what to make of all that.
Neither do I. I'm kind of lost for words at the moment.
Yeah, I have nothing to say about that because that was absolutely bizarre. Atom disconnects and then his car starts doing donuts and gets him disqualified. Regardless, because of the disconnection, I don't think he scores any points regardless. So, I guess we should have a chat with our podium sitters then. I think we're only going to get 2 of them. I know for a fact Kurt does not normally do podium interviews. So, we'll talk with our P3 driver first then. Gamerman Steph, great climb up the grid. P11 to P3, driver of the day. I think both me and Dara agrees. That race was pretty mental. How was it from your point of view?
It was a pretty mental race. Yeah, you said it already. I don't know. I had no pace in the qualifying. I had no pace, and in the race I had pace, and I passed some people. I think I hit someone at the last stint with the sauce, but I was boxed in. I couldn't go anywhere. But yeah, still P3. Very good race.
Yeah, obviously.
Bit for softs in the end.
Yeah, we know obviously your caliber, obviously from I certainly do from other events, and I do know obviously you seem to be struggling with qualifying, but race does seem to go a lot better for you usually, and that was a fine drive for you. Oh,
what did you say, sorry?
I didn't say anything there. I was, but yeah, it was certainly a strong drive by you. Were you worried that those softs weren't going to go to the end? Because it did look as though some of the drivers were struggling at the end there.
Yeah, I pitted later and I boxed lap 21 or 20, I don't know. And I thought, yeah, you can go 10 laps on the soft, so I could easily make it, but the softs were a bit dead on the end, so I couldn't get to Kurt or something. Or to Fristy. They were too fast.
Absolutely.
My softs were also very dead.
Well, looking at the standings, obviously you were on 8 points before this race. 15 points for the podium will jump you up to 23. I think there are a few drivers that will jump up as well. But
provisionally 6th in the championship.
Yeah, I would say so. Thank you very much, Dara. You are the stat man I need. So you will be provisionally P6 in the championship. Next race will be Miami next week for the American, the second American Grand Prix. We already had COTA. How do you think Miami will go? Will you be there first? And how do you think it will go, regardless of whether you're there or not?
I will not be there because I'm on holiday then. But I like him in Miami. But yeah, I have no qualifying pace there either. But the race pace is okay. With the social, I don't know if you know it. With the social in Excel, I think I was.
Don't remind me.
With Viper. Yeah. Sorry.
For context, I was leading that social and then got punted in the chicane. But yeah, you're not going to holiday in Miami out of curiosity, are you?
No, not going to Miami.
Okay. Well, either way, great drive by you, Steph. And yeah, basically kept out of danger, made the moves when you need to. Tyres wore out, but you did very well there. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
He has actually joined the party, so we'll see if he wants to say anything. Kurt, well done. Good drive. P2. How was that race for you?
I kind of expected more, but I don't know. I thought I could have won the race, but yeah, he's just Frizzy is just too fast. Like he was probably like a tenth or so a lap faster. So, and I just made a mistake at the end and dropped out of the DRS. So that was kind of that. After that, I couldn't catch up. So.
Yeah, it was looking really very close, in the first few laps. Obviously, you, Fristy and Radius all running within the DRS of each other. Obviously, had that been a normal race, do you suspect then was, you know, the win was potentially there, or do you think a podium was the best you could do?
No, I think that the Aston Martin crashing was actually. I think I would have stuck in third because they were in DRS train. I don't think I would have been able to challenge for second or first. So him crashing actually thought because I'd be the only car in DRS, so I thought I might have a chance at winning. So that was good for me. But yeah, I don't think the win where I qualified or where I dropped down to at the start was really realistically possible. So.
And what was going through your mind in those final few laps when you and Frisdy, the only drivers out there, everyone else on the softs? What was going through your head? Were you really scared you were going to get swamped, or did you think you had the pace?
Definitely, yeah. I don't know why they were so slow. I thought we were just going to drop off completely. I thought I might end up in 5th, 6th, something like that. But we were pretty much the same pace as them.
Well, I said to Dara, I think what saved you was the fact that the drivers who had previously stopped on the previous safety car, who stayed out on the softs, who had a bit more wear on them, I think they basically blocked the faster soft runners from getting past, because obviously they had to fight them too. I think that might have been what saved you. But nevertheless, it was still some great pace on the hards by both of you to do it. Having a look at the standings, so you 18 points from this, so you jump up...
Provisionally P3.
Provisionally.
Yeah, I've got it all written down.
Thank you very much. Provisionally P3 then, in the standings. Ahead of Nathan, ahead of Jim LFC, and obviously Game Man Steph will be P6 as we've heard. Home track for you next week, obviously Miami. I know obviously you've got a potentially a North American race at Bahrain to do as well. But if you can race Miami, how are you looking forward to that one?
I've never done a race around there, so I've absolutely no idea where I'll be. But that'll be my last race in Tier 1, so I hope I can end it on a win, at least.
Well, I certainly hope you can definitely have you there. And yeah, all I can say is good luck for that, and good luck for the North American tier as well.
Thanks.
Cute. And then let's talk to our race winner then, on debut as well. So what a emphatic way to make your mark. Frisdy, well done. Congratulations on your first win on debut.
Thank you.
So obviously talk us through it. Obviously on pole position, not by much, racing with the likes of Radius and Kurt throughout all that race. Pretty much led almost from start to finish. A brief moment where Jim LFC led because he did pit, but
Sadly.
yeah, so not quite the full domination. But how was that for you? I mean, was it comfortable? Did you ever feel like you were going to lose the win, or did you feel pretty good?
Well, in quali, I was actually a lot quicker in practice, but I just couldn't do the lap. This is the first big race I've done in this game, so I'm a bit rusty. But yeah, I couldn't get a lap in properly in quali, so I didn't think I was getting pulled. So that was kind of a shock because Kurt was rapid on the streets, and I just had to make it all in the middle sector. But yeah, through the whole race, I kind of felt like I had the pace in the middle sector just to keep ahead of everyone's DRS. But in the first stint, I actually lowered my front wing to like 17.22, and I had too much understeer. So that's why my pace was way worse in the first stint than the second stint. And then got to the hards, and I was just quick enough to keep going.
Yeah, we did notice obviously on the first stint, even when you got away, obviously Radius and Kurt were keeping you honest. And then obviously safety cars came out, you went onto the hards, started to really show your pace there. Obviously very, very quickly got past Jim, and then basically you were leaving the field to dust before the other safety cars came out. I'll ask you the same thing I asked Kurt. What was going through your mind when you had all those soft runners behind you? Were you concerned you were gonna get swamped like Kurt was?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get the win taken off me at least. I thought I was gonna get P2, P3 because I thought it might have the pace on most of the soft runners because I knew that most of the guys that were near us were on a few lap older tires. So I thought it might have been fine to stick with them and maybe catch them near the end, but turned out that with me and Kurt were just quick enough to keep going.
Yeah, as I said, I think the older soft runners definitely helped as well. But regardless, yeah, that was still some fantastic pace by both of you on those hard tyres. At the standings, obviously, this is your debut, so I suspect you'll jump up, presumably P7, I'm guessing, Dara?
P5.
P5. Oh, okay. So I've missed out someone. Oh, yeah, Prism will be.
I'll give you a rundown after we've done this.
Yeah, go. Yeah, I tell you, you can do that as soon as I finish talking to Frisdy. That's no worry. So P5 in the standings. Obviously, you're a main driver, making your debut, so I assume you'll be with us for Miami next week as well?
Yep, I'll be here from Miami. I'm sad that I missed the first 2 races because I am absolutely disgustingly fast about USA and Spain. So I'm sad that I missed
We
them.
needed you in
But,
USA to deal with Atom there.
Yeah, I'm very good at USA, but Miami, I haven't done any races or anything yet. I've just done like a 2-player race with one of my mates. That's probably the most practice I've got there. So I'll see next week if I'm where I am, but we'll see.
We will see indeed. Well, I tell you what a way to make a debut. Well done, Frisbee. And yeah, I tell you what, I'm looking forward to seeing how you take that Miami course next week. So we'll see you next week. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Dara, first off, anything else you want to add to our podium sets?
Well, not real items. Well done to Kurt and Fritzy. I mean, you two. I didn't give you a chance towards the end. I didn't give you a chance at the end because of the soft tyres. But well done for holding on. I think Kurt's the only one left. So.
Yes, he
well
is.
done, Kurt.
Thanks.
And then I just want to ask, because I see Atom's going party. Atom, what happened at the end?
Yeah, I got. Good evening.
Hello.
I was P4, 2.5 seconds of Gibson. Easy, just wanted to keep it calm. Got the disconnect. Rejoined the lobby, and suddenly I was like, "Where's my car?" My car disappeared, and then I saw this. So actually, nothing I could do.
No.
I clipped it now because my clips are 3 minutes long. I'll put in a ticket and just hope for a miracle because, quality wasn't great, but I think I deserved at least some points there.
Yeah, I will say that is probably one of the cruelest things I've ever seen, and one of the weirdest because you disconnect and I just see your Mercedes is doing donuts. I'm just like, what is going on here? But yeah.
Well, I was praising the game all night, but
that's what. Never praise the game. I've learned that the hard way. I've never praised the game. Otherwise, you just get everything fall on you like a ton of bricks. Believe me, I'm speaking from experience. But well, I guess we'll have to wait and see on that one. I mean, if you get the P4 reinstated, which we'll have to wait and see, you would still be leading the championship. If you don't, I think you will lose your championship lead. So could be quite an important ticket in. We'll have to wait and see what they decide.
Yeah, definitely. But besides from that, that seemed like a kind of controversial but interesting race for sure.
There was definitely a lot of controversy. There was definitely a lot of incidents. Not quite as bad as some of the bad old days of GRL Season 1. There was some fair racing as well, which was good to see. But yeah, hopefully Miami, they calm it down a little bit. But yeah, it was still a fun race, definitely to watch. Some really good battles. I loved your scrap with Ninja and Partik and whatnot for P11.
That was crazy. That
yeah,
one,
it was absolutely
Scary.
mental.
Yeah.
So, Dara, just before we end, how about you do a quick rundown of the standings just so we know where we stand for next week?
So, provisionally, if we just presume Atom got disqualified and without penalties for Nathan for blocking and quality, of course, Atom suffered from that. Provisionally, the standings on just the race result alone would be Ginger Ninja takes the lead on 52 points, and he's now got a 3-point lead to Atom, who's on 49, I should say. Then Kurt will be in P3 with 30, Nathan P4 with 28, and then there'll be Frisbee P5 with 26, P6 for Steph on 23, P7 for Gibson on 20, and then from there, there's just Jim in P8 on 19, Pyrex P9 on 15, he wasn't here this evening, and then 10th place would be Synonymous on 12.
Right then, well, so that is where we stand. We will, of course, have full confirmed standings for you next week when we have got everything sorted. For now, though, we're going to put an end to this absolutely crazy evening of racing, an absolutely chaotic Bahrain Grand Prix in the end. Thank you very much for joining me, Dara. It was great to be back
Yeah, thank you.
in the comms box, and yeah, I enjoyed that a lot.
So did I. Yeah.
So, we have had an insane race. As provisionally, Ginger Ninja will take the lead of the championship. We'll see if that holds. Either way, though, a new star seems to have emerged in the form of Mr. Frisbee. Fritzy, I should say, who dominated pretty much almost that whole race. And he will be back next week in Miami. Will you be back in next week in Miami? We certainly hope so. We've been absolutely... It's been absolutely mad, this race, and I hope we get more of the same. Maybe a little bit calmer next week, lads, that's all I'll say. But for now, I have been Larkshot16, commentating on Division 1 alongside Dara, and we'll see you guys next week for the Miami Grand Prix. Good night, everyone, and stay safe.